We just spent one amazing month in Bangkok, Thailand.
I'm gonna miss you, Bangkok.
And our next stop is the city of Kuala Lumpur. And we have two options to get there. We could hop on a quick 2-hour flight, or we could take a 30-hour overnight journey on 3 different trains with beautiful scenery, questionable food, and not a lot of sleep. And since you're watching this video, you probably already know which one we chose. Our adventure starts with us being dropped off at Krung, Thep, Aphiwat, the gigantic central terminal here in Bangkok.
I'm actually surprised at how massive this train station is.
We didn't know it at the time, but this is Southeast Asia's largest railway station. It's so large, in fact, employees have to ride scooters just to get around.
So I know what it says on paper about how long the train trip is, but how long do you think it's going to take?
Well, it should be about 28 hours total travel time with our changes and all of that, but I hear that they can get late or sometimes they're early, so who knows? I will say it will take us the 28 hours. I don't know, I don't think it's going to be a major difference.
We booked the Special Express Train 37, which leaves at 16:10 and arrives to Hat Yai Junction at 06:35 the following morning. That makes the first leg of the journey about 14.5 hours long. Now I know you may be curious on how much this costs and how we booked this, and we're going to cover that at the end of the video. In the meantime, we're going to do a little bit of shopping, grab some snacks, because we have a train to catch. The boarding gate actually didn't open until 5 minutes before departure, and our cabin was all the way at the end of the train. We ended up pulling out of the station about 10 to 15 minutes late, but that's okay. We're finally on the train and finally on our way.
So, welcome to our crib, I guess. So this is our accommodation for the night. This is one of the first class cabins on the train. It is an older train, but it's actually pretty roomy for just the two of us. And we've got a nice big window so we can watch outside. We have another window over here where...
Oh, hang on a second. They were selling food.
Yeah, they're selling food. Actually looks pretty good. But anyway, so we have a couple windows, one where we can see out in the hallway. And so this will turn, it's not a nice big sofa. It's actually kind of nice because I feel like we can both kind of kick back here until it's time to go to bed. This is an overnight train, so.
She's coming back. Okay.
This is not going well. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But I guess tonight this is going to turn into a bunk bed, and it'll be a lower and an upper berth. Yeah, so we'll show you how that turns out here in a little bit. But we do have like a little wash basin. If we were traveling with two friends, this door here goes over into the next, what are they called? Cabin, apartment, cabin, berth, whatever. So if you have some friends with you and you're all staying together, you can open those up and hang out. There's some like storage cabinets up here where they have like the blankets and bedding for tonight, I guess. And the one thing is there's not really any place to put your luggage. I thought when I saw pictures of this doesn't look like the cabin I originally saw, but I thought there was a place to put your luggage underneath the seat. But there isn't that, so we're gonna let it sit in the middle of the floor. But otherwise, it's not too bad. We have a little sink. Their bathrooms are down the hallway. The gig is.
Here she comes again.
She's busy.
She is busy.
Some little bottles of water and stuff. There is air conditioning here, so it's actually pretty cool in here. I'm actually wearing a jacket, even though we're in Thailand. And then there's a bunch of little switches that I have no idea we'll go to, and I am not going to touch them because we'll probably stop the train or something. I don't know. And there is one singular outlet here where we can keep our phones and stuff charged, so I can't be complaining about that because at least we have something to charge everything with. I think that's everything. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's it.
And that is where we're sleeping tonight.
Just as we were finished getting acquainted with the room, the cabin attendant appeared and started making our beds. His speed and efficiency was so impressive. It's like he's done this 1,000 times before. Well, it's probably because he has. With the beds in place, it was time to check out the rest of the train. Just down the hall, there are 2 bathrooms. The first one is a traditional squat toilet that you can find all over Southeast Asia, and the second is a Western-style toilet. Also in this bathroom is a shower. I guess technically you could sit on the toilet and take a shower at the same time. You know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, enough toilet humor. Let's go check out the other cars. There's only 1 first-class car on this train, so the next car is the air-conditioned second class. In the daytime configuration, each individual has their own seat. It feels pretty spacious and roomy, but at night, once the bunks are made, for some reason it just felt a little bit more crowded. But it didn't seem too bad, because at least everyone has a bed to at least get a little bit of rest or try to get some sleep. And the next car I came to was the dining car. Now, this dining car was actually really cool. It was completely open air, and for some reason I absolutely loved it. It's really hot and humid, but yet the breeze coming through the windows felt amazing. But unfortunately for us, there was no food to be had in the dining car. So we made our way back to our cabin. But then,
So Jed was watching all of the ladies walk back and forth, selling all kinds of treats and everything. And he's like, "Hey, honey, do you want a little bit of sausage?" And before you think dirty or anything like that, that's not the kind of sausage we're talking about here. So there's this lady who's selling sausage.
Wait, you just asked if I'm asking someone, a lady, for sausage?
Yeah, yes. But anyway, neither of us eat a whole lot of meat anymore. We mostly are eating kind of like vegetarian and stuff, but some occasional meat. So I was like, yeah, sure, we'll try one of the little sausages since there's really nothing vegetarian hardly on this train at all. So this is what he comes back with. Massive amounts of sausage.
Listen, in my defense, everything that they sell on this train apparently is in huge portions.
It's like 5 huge pieces of sausage and it was 100 baht, so that's like $3.
I think I got a good deal, actually.
But you'll be eating most of this sausage because I'm only going to eat just a little piece.
Here, let me try one of those.
Here,
Just,
watch this crisp.
it's,
You think it's going to be spicy?
no, I don't think it's gonna be spicy at all.
It's really sweet.
It's really sweet and fatty. There's really no savoriness to it.
That is not what I was expecting. I mean, it's good. It's a little sweet.
Yeah, it's a little sweet. You know how when you eat something and you expect one thing and then your mouth tastes another and it just kind of,
It's weird.
yeah, it just weirds you out a little bit. It's kind of the situation here.
Mm. So as much as the Thai people like spicy, they also like sweet.
It's true.
Mm.
Learned that during our cooking class. Not bad though. Really fatty.
Feels like we shouldn't be filming this.
This isn't going to the video. This is for me later.
This is a children-appropriate channel, honey.
Since when did we agree on that?
We didn't.
Oh. Luckily, after the sausage debacle, another vendor came by with something a bit more suitable for dinner. Little meal boxes with minced chicken, basil, rice, and an egg.
It's not too bad.
How spicy is it?
Egg's not spicy at all. This is pretty spicy. I only had like a tiny little bite. It's warm.
It's warm.
It's warm.
0 to 10.
It's like okay with a little bite, but I think it builds over time. No, it's gonna be spicy.
Is it 0 to 10? That's. Give me a number.
6.
That's not that.
Like I said, it builds though.
After dinner, we decided just to relax and watch the world pass by. Before finally turning into our bunks to try to get some sleep.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How'd you sleep?
For like maybe 30 minutes every hour. And then I'm stopped by or wakened by like the train stopping. Is it taking off? Then it's stopping. What was that? What do you think? How'd you sleep? Ooh, no answer.
I got a little bit of sleep. I mean, I'm tired. I got a little bit of sleep, but the bed's kind of hard, not very comfortable, but I mean, it still wasn't that bad. It still wasn't that bad. Like, I expected to get like absolutely zero sleep, but I got maybe a little bit.
Somebody was snoring last night. I don't think it was you. I think it was the guy next door.
Oh, come on, Coffee. I need you today. Come on. The sun had just risen as we pulled into Hat Yai Junction. We were really happy to get off the train and stretch our legs. So we have about a 2-hour layover before we hop on our next train. This station is relatively small, but they do have some shops for food. Since we had a little bit of extra time, we decided to go out and check out the front of the building. We came back inside and sat down on a bench waiting to buy our tickets. And then the funniest thing happened. So I guess in the mornings they play the national anthem. And this dog came over and showed his patriotism by singing along. After such a riveting performance, it was time to head out on the second leg of our journey. So we grabbed our 2 tickets for the 947 Express, which will take us on a 45-minute hop across the Malaysian border. This is a commuter train with only third-class seating. The cars are open air, but they do have fans to keep you cool. Luckily for us, it was still early in the morning and it wasn't too hot just yet. The retro vibe of the train, the fresh air and the views, we actually enjoyed the ride. And before we knew it, we arrived in Padang, Besar, ready to go through immigration. So we just completed the second segment of our 3 segments on this train journey, and we have officially arrived in Malaysia. Now, we couldn't film while we were going through immigration, but the immigration process here was super simple. The train pulled up to the track here, or on the track, I guess. And we walked off the train, walked in the building, and immediately went through Thai immigration to check out of Thailand. And then right around the corner, there was the check-in for Malaysia. The whole process took us about 30 minutes, which was super quick considering that we were pretty much the last 2 people to get through. And another thing that we wanted to tell you about, we had heard that there was no ATM here at Padang Besar, and as we got off out through immigration and came into the kind of the boarding area in here, we noticed that there's an ATM. So if you're concerned about not being able to get some Malaysian ringgit when you get here, that's not an issue at all anymore, and the money is actually really pretty. Hey, looky here, our first friend in Malaysia. At least we had a friend to keep us company and another small train station with another 2-hour wait. But just like that, it was time for us to hop on our third and final train of the journey. We're hopping on the ETS Express train 9207 from Padang Besar to KL Sentral. And fingers crossed, it should take us just under 5 hours. We booked the business class cabin, which is set up in a 2x1 configuration with plenty of room to relax. Meals are provided in business class. Includes an entree, snack pack, water, and later a sandwich and coffee. Other perks included free Wi-Fi, power outlets, and a TV monitor. And this is a peek inside the standard cabin. It's a 2x2 configuration with an area to purchase food, and it still looks pretty comfy.
It is freezing on this train.
By this point in our journey, we were extremely exhausted, but at least the ride was really smooth, and before we knew it, we arrived at KL Sentral. Would we do this again? Well, here's the thing. Anytime we experienced any kind of discomfort on this trip, it was overshadowed by these little magical moments that kept occurring. Whether it's taking in beautiful views from the train, buying too many sausages, meeting the most patriotic dog ever, being greeted by a friendly feline in a new country, or just the fact that we're doing something a little bit different. And despite being totally exhausted at the end of this trip, I would say yes. Yes, we would. Oh yeah, but hey, wait, we promised you some booking information and costs, so here we go.
For our trip from Bangkok to Kuala Lumpur, we were able to book almost everything online. I started on the State Railway of Thailand website. Here, I was able to book our first train from Bangkok to Hat Yai Junction. Don't worry, we'll leave some links in the description so that you'll be able to find all of this later. There are several overnight trains that depart Krung, Thep, Aphiwat station in Bangkok. The first leaving at 15:10. We chose the 16:10 departure on Special Express train number 37. We chose this one because it was the one that had first-class cars available, and we wanted to be able to have a bed and private room to sleep overnight. You can also take the 16:10 Special Express 45. If you choose that one, you can skip stopping in Hat Yai Junction and go straight through to Padang Besar. There are some other overnight trains you could pick as well. You just have to pick the one that's going to work best for you. We chose to go with the first class air coach. This is the most expensive option, but it is also the most comfortable. There's also a second class fan coach option, a third class fan coach option, which I'd only suggest if you're really accustomed to the heat and you can handle going without air conditioning overnight. And then there's also a second class option with air conditioning. Once you arrive in Hat Yai Junction, if you book the Special Express train 45, you'll make a stop, but then you'll continue on to Padang Besar. If you chose the train number 37 like we did, you will have to switch trains here. Unfortunately, you cannot book this portion online. You will have to get your train ticket 1 hour before the train leaves at the ticket counter. We took train number 947, which left at 8:55 a.m., and we arrived at 9:40. Keep in mind there is a 1 hour time difference, so you won't get there until 10:40 Malaysia time. To book the portion from Padang Besar to Kuala Lumpur, you'll need to go to the KTMB website. There are 5 different trains that leave throughout the day from Padang Besar to KL Sentral. We chose the express train that left at 13:50 and arrived at 18:40. This is the quickest train and the one that we felt safest taking with any time changes and arrival times of our other trains. For these trains, you'll have 2 different cabins that you can choose from. You can choose the business class cabin like we were in with a 2x1 configuration, which does include meals as well. Or you can take the standard car in a 2x2 configuration. Okay, so here's our cost breakdown in US dollars. From Bangkok to Hat Yai Junction, our total cost was $87.94. From Hat Yai Junction to Padang Besar, we spent $2.98. And from Padang Besar to Kuala Lumpur, we spent $83.89. That's a grand total of $174.81 USD. Just a couple of tips for you. Book as far in advance as you can. The first class cabins on the train from Bangkok to Hat Yai do sell out quickly. Also, the complete train from Padang Besar to Kuala Lumpur can sell out. Don't forget that the commuter train from Hat Yai Junction to Padang Besar can only be booked in person 1 hour before departure. Make sure when you're scheduling your trains that you remember that 1 hour time change from Thailand to Malaysia. Make sure before you depart, you fill out your Malaysia Digital Arrival Card. If you don't have it filled out when you get there, they're going to ask you to step to the side and fill it out before they check you through immigration. And then the last thing, bring snacks. They may not have something that you would like to eat on the train, so just in case, bring something to eat. So we hope you found all of this useful. If you have any questions about the trip or about booking, please feel free to drop them in the comments and we'll help you out as much as we can. But that's going to do it for this video, and until next time, stay wonderful.